Welcome back, people. This is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Prez, and with me always,
it's your boy Kash, aka Exec P. What's happening, good people?
Yeah. Hey, this is episode 155, right, Cash?
Yeah, 155, man. We moving through these 150s.
Hey, yeah, we moving right along, but there's still a couple people out there, maybe they first time coming to us. Can you, for those couple people that's out there, can you please tell them what it is we do?
Absolutely, man. For the 155th time, we about music, sports, entertainment, culture, each and every week. That's what you can expect from us. Barbershop banter. It's just we just your homies going back and forth on how we feel about everything in the culture, man. So y'all tune in. We have artists come on from time to time. We have entrepreneurs come on from time to time. We talk about books. I mean, we cover a whole lot of ranges, man. But one thing you can count on each and every week is music and sports. So that's what you're gonna get this week. A whole lot of music, a little bit of sports. We got the Final Four going on in the women. I mean, it's a lot going on, man. But y'all stick around.
Okay. And Cash, I mean, say, how you been though, man? Like, how you been?
Man, I'm going through what you was going through last year, man. Moving back to the States. So every other night, a meeting with a realtor or looking at a house, contemplating how I'm going to spend these funds. So it's just, how nerve-wracking that is buying a new house, moving from one country to the other. You know what I mean? So I'm just ready to be settled, and I'm not even unsettled yet. You know what I mean? It's the anxiety of it all. You know what I mean? What you gonna pack up? What you gonna move first? All that type of stuff. So just dealing with that, man. And but all in all, man, I'm excited to be heading back to the States here in 2 months and get some decent Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? It's just small things, man. It's the small things.
Yeah, man. And hey, hopefully y'all get a house like right off the jump, or if you're getting one built like me, man, I'm still in that in between. So July, man, this can't get here fast enough. But I really don't even think it's gonna be ready in July. I think it's really gonna be September time frame. But to be honest with myself, but man, still holding out some hope though. Still holding out some hope that it actually is ready, man. And that'll be that final part. Still ain't got all my stuff. Missing all my podcast gear, and I'm stubborn. I refuse to buy it again. I should have packed.
Packed it. Yeah, I feel you, man. But I will not make the mistakes of Prez, y'all. My shit will be packed even if I gotta pay for it out of my pocket. Cause some of the stuff I just don't want the movers to move in here, man. Got $1,000 mics in here and I just can't, man. Can't put that in their hands, man. I can't. So that's the plan, man. So got a lot going on. Still trying to put some music out on top of all that. So, and just the normal day-to-day grind, we're working and relinquishing some things as it's time to, hand off to the people you're leaving behind. So it's always sad to leave some cool people too, as well, man, with as many moves as you make. And, what we do, what I do now, You retired. But yeah. So just going through all those different emotions and, excited about new beginnings though.
Yeah, hopefully my mess up, you learn a lot from it. So yeah, definitely don't do what I did, man. Carry your stuff, man. Get them kids bikes over there and your household goods too, man. Make sure you do that. But all right, we got episode 155. What we got on the agenda for today?
Yeah, we got a crap ton of albums that we're gonna cover. We got some singles. Your man Lupe Fiasco just dropped a few singles, but more recently 100 Chicago 5.
No, Fire.
Fire. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Fire singles. Dreamville D-Day. So we got to cover that. That just dropped last night, on us. So that's gonna be a dope cover. We also have man, you name it, we got it, man. Everything that's really relevant, worth talking about. We have Gucci Mane, Glock Young Dolph. They have a single. Freddie Gibbs and Rick Ross just dropped the fire joint as well. Vince Staples keeps continuing to put out a steady string of dope singles as well, man. And then the albums, of course, like I said, Dreamville D-Day. We got RJ Payne, If Cocaine Could Talk, 7. But wait till we get to that. Pac-Man the Gunman and Hit Boy. So, I'm not familiar with Pac-Man the Gunman, but I saw Hit Boy on there. Immediately hit that heart button and had to listen. So that's Bulletproof Soul and Furious Styles featuring Hype. The Basement Tapes, Hype. So Can't wait to get to that as well, man. We got some NBA playoff implications. Like I said, sooner we get to that play-in game, we'll deep dive the matchups and what it means if the Lakers miss the playoffs, which it looks like they're going to do. So we'll get a little bit more into that, because last week I thought they were going to make it. I didn't think it would be this close to them actually not making it, but it is what it is, right? And then we got a little bit of NFL. Some things happen. Playoff rules change. So we'll get into the implications of that as well and what we think about that. So that's pretty much the show.
All right, then, Cash. Let's go on and jump into this, man. Let's start off with the NBA stuff, because we always start off with the NFL, and so let's go ahead and start off with the NBA. Let's go on and make sure we get that in this week.
Yeah, man. So I mean, the biggest team that I want to talk about that's making the biggest push right now that really caught my eye is the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has had a hell of a week following up the 76ers performance. And then on top of that, what he just did to the Brooklyn Nets with both Kyrie. It's cool. With both Kyrie.
The boring Bucks. I mean, that was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they boring as hell. They boring as hell. But all they do is keep winning. They got no storylines. They're about business. They come to your house. You come to their house. Whatever it is, they bust your ass and they carry on. I think they're like the Spurs of back in the day. If you really want to be honest and compare teams, they're just like the Spurs. They got a foreign superstar that is just like so shucks. He's like one of those type of guys, and it's like you can't hate him because he's just an overall cool guy and works hard. Everything we said that he couldn't do, he's improved. You know what I mean? And he's arguably the best player in the world on any given night. He looks like the best player on the world on the floor. So.
Yeah, I just remember like on that Stone Cold day that was just happened a while ago. He was like, "Let me crack this beer." The way he cracked the beer and took it. Oh no, that's disgusting. But we did it. It's like, come on, man, you're a grown ass man. Why would you even must bring that out there and make yourself look like a fool on that right there? If you're gonna drink it, drink it. If not, man, put that shit down. Don't even must come out there and try to front. Go ahead.
But that's Giannis though, man. That's him. Like everybody thought it was funny. He brings dad jokes to the press conferences after the game. Like he just dropped a cool 40 on Brooklyn and was telling dad jokes after the game, man. Like you gotta love him, man. You gotta love him. He works hard on his game. He doesn't slack for nothing, and he wants to be the best, and he's coming at your neck each and every night with a smile on his face. I mean, he's the most likable star. And then you got out west, you got Joker and the Nuggets. They just steady trugging along. Phoenix Suns, to me, they look like NBA champs. Like I gotta believe it. The only thing that's gonna slow them down, to be honest, is an injury. Yeah. If that's the only thing that can slow them down. But
Joker, now when you talk about that, he's the totally opposite side, man. He just be coming for people all throughout the season. You better not even mention his name wrong.
yeah. Shit. He had one of the Morris brothers out for quite some time after he took that hit. And the Morris brother ain't say nothing else in the media after them brothers sent them tweets back and forth. You know what I'm saying? them Serbs. Hey, man, I ain't getting into what they about, but they about that life. And you ain't heard nothing from Morris as one of those guys in the league that everybody afraid of. Joker wasn't, and neither was his brothers. But he been coming with it all season as well, man. So as we kind of get down to these final games, man, it's not sad to see, and it's not like I'm a Laker hater, but I mean, I know you still pay attention to the Lakers. Is this what you thought you was gonna see, even with?
I mean, I've been saying it for a minute. You've been saying I'm just kind of hating on them, but I could just see it coming from afar, man. It was just like they trying to make this last little bit of push, and like they're banking on the play in and stuff like this, and I was like, they may not even must make that and. It's just way they've been playing, and the competition that's in the West, which is good, which is overall good. If LeBron had to sit out one of these, Brady missed a couple of playoffs and stuff like this, right? Did he? Did he ever miss a playoff?
Nah, he missed like 1 year for that leg injury, but other than that, Brady's been in the mix of things, but it's just team ain't look this bad, this disorganized. Yeah. And if you ever would have told me that AD, Russ, and LeBron would be on the same team, I don't care what's around them, that they would look like this, I wouldn't have believed you. I still would have felt like they would have made it to the playoffs, but I mean, you got so many guys.
Overall, though, I feel like it's good for basketball. We're gonna get new faces. It's time to get it start moving. LeBron is still gonna have his draw. He's gonna have everybody on his side. Like it's gonna be a shame, but the media is gonna be forced to move on. You know what I mean? They're gonna see that it can go. We're gonna get to hear about all these other stars and everything instead of just constantly being on LeBron. That little part, I am excited about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the funny thing about it though is like remember in the summertime when everybody was talking shit about the Lakers being old and LeBron was like, okay, you gonna see. Remember when he had the last laugh in the bubble where they was calling him Wash King, but then he tried to do it again this year, but hey, this year it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. So you know what I mean? But if you're gonna do that, then you deserve all the smoke that come with failing and your team not making it. You know what I mean? So
and let me put this out there. I don't think it's because of LeBron at all. I think he's still playing great basketball. But the part that he is going to get the blame for is that team is built how he wanted it built. So on that side, like, hey, you get what you asked for. You know what I mean? You asked for this now, like you stuck with that mess. But I know what LeBron is going to do. He only does these 1-year contracts. They don't make it to the playoff. He's jumping ship, man. He's jumping ship.
He's already made his talking points all year, talking about how good Cleveland looks and possibly, you know. So I'm just thinking like it got to level up with his kid graduating and doing what he needs to do because he still has 2 kids in high school right now playing basketball. So got to kind of weigh that out and see if he really wants to leave LA and all the things that he's pursuing out there. But I mean, he ain't getting no younger, brother. You know what I mean? But I'd rather talk about some other teams that are possibly can be a threat. You know what I mean? So out east, staying with the East, I mean, you still got Miami, you still got Boston. They lost one of their key contributors as well. And then you also got the 76ers, Bulls, and Toronto. And then you got the Nets, the surging Nets. Who knows if Ben Simmons comes back or not? So I like what's going to happen out east. I think it's going to be a hard-fought playoffs throughout, you know, the entire playoffs. Outside of the Suns, I think the Suns run through a lot of teams, even though.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say you were saying going to that West, man, and I was like, the minute you go to that West, I don't think a couple teams. Like I feel like Memphis is going to move on pretty easily in the Suns, and that's like everywhere else is going to be kind of fall. But I mean, just because like where they seeding 1 and 2, right? So like whoever they go against that first round is going to be kind of just like real quick.
But
the rest of that middle is going to be a battle. Yeah,
Paul George is back. You know what I mean? And he dropped damn near 40 in his first game back.
Cash.
Hey, Paul George.
No, Cash. I'm not going to let you do this. What is Paul George's nickname?
Playoff P.
Playoff P. Why do they call him Playoff P, Cash?
He balled last year in the playoffs.
Why do they call him Playoff P, Cash?
He shows up in the playoffs.
He's great in the playoffs.
He shows up last year. He made up for it before. Beforehand, you were right.
Cash,
but last year he showed up.
Quit trying to duck around the shit. Answer the question.
Showed up. He showed up. The year before he didn't. Well, last year he did.
And so you got to ask last year. Why do they call him Playoff P? That's what
because he had failed in previous years.
Okay, there we go. So now you're telling me he's coming in playoff and I'm supposed to get hyped. No, I'm not gonna get hyped because it's been failure. No matter what you say last year, whatever. Like overall, if I'm looking through his career, he has failed in the playoffs. So it's good that he's coming back for the playoff. Do I think that is gonna? Hopefully it does, but I'm not getting my hopes up for that damn team because we know how he's been.
Well, in all actuality, it has to do with playoff P, but it also has to do with Coach Lue, one of the best coaches in the league with making adjustments, playing against any team. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it really tough on you.
2 years ago, we can go back to the tape. We've been doing this for a while. You was making fun of it. Now you're.
I said last year, but you got to update your resume, Prez. You don't keep the same status on somebody if they showed improve and extended their team's play last year. He did that. It was a catalyst for him.
Hey, I see that you big up the one-hit wonders, man. So hey, he had 1 year doing
you
great,
just
man,
stay on people. You just stay on people forever. If they how long? What's the criteria? How long they got to stay?
If he do the good this year, I give him his credit.
Well, then let's see.
I'm not getting hyped. Getting hyped.
Hey,
though.
Hey, man. Anything can happen with Coach Lue, man. But
I'm watching the tape, saying that, Maybe, but more than likely, nah.
Look, man, I don't know what's gonna happen out there. Golden State, Steph is just now coming back. Draymond's been back about 2-3 weeks now. There's so many things up in the air in the West outside of the Phoenix Suns. Like, I just don't know where it's going to end up, man. So I think that's going to be fun as well. I think Memphis is a year or two ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? And then the Ja Morant injury, him being in and out, and them still winning in spite of it is pretty tremendous all year. They have like an insane record without him playing this year. But, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go and what his availability is going to be. So, but I do like Memphis. I like Golden State, but Luka. Can Luka get out the first round this year? He gets all the hype, but he ain't never get out the first round. You know what I mean? And it's looking like he's not going to see the Clippers this year. So the Jazz.
It's the team. It's Dallas.
I don't know, man. I don't know what Dallas is going to do, but I'm looking forward to it, man. So it's going to be a bloodbath, man, but we'll have a clear picture next week. We can get into the nuances of it all, bring on some friends of the show, and really make our picks. And, stick to some predictions here. Because that's what we like to do here. We like to make some predictions and talk shit about how wrong both of us were. We got some NFL news as well, right?
Man, yeah, man. So we had a couple things that happened in the NFL this week, man. Big major thing was, Tom Brady came back. He announced he was coming back about a couple of weeks ago, right? And then this week, starting off the day, was the coach just magically said that he's gonna Bruce Arians said he's gonna go up and he's gonna be an executive or whatever. Now he's gonna be assistant to the GM or something like that.
Some made up ass position.
He just passing the coaching off to Ty Bowles, and I'm like, man, like, how did this come about? Like, you hear about everybody likes BA, you know what I mean? The ones over there. I mean, I appreciate his attitude and him in the in press conference. He's a straightforward guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll talk to you. I mean, I think he's wrong on some of the things he evaluate, and he can kind of put some people out there. Winston, I think he did Winston kind of wrong after everything he did. It's like, well, I won Winston, like I can win with anybody else. Thought that was wrong. Like, man, that man deserved a little bit better. But I'm glad he come back now and whoop their ass twice a year now. But but in other times he can be spot on, where he handled Antonio Brown and stuff like that. I felt like when he come in the media, like, yeah, man, that if he want to act like that, then you come on out straightforward with it too, and just like, ain't no reason to show that person no respect like that. They ain't showing nobody else no respect. You know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah, so I like that straightforward talk. I like how he said he can cuss you out and still be cool with you. You know what I mean? That's typical coach type behavior. Not that the gloss over that we get kind of with everybody else as coaches. So that's what I do appreciate about BA. And now you're getting Ty Bowles who's going to come in and step in. And you really have two coaches who should have been head coaches this year. You should have had Ty Bowles, and then you got Byron Leftwich. Either one of them, I thought both of them had enough on their resume at this time to get us, for Ty Bowles to get a second chance as a head coach, and then for Byron Leftwich to be a head coach, which I thought he was going to be at Jacksonville. But I don't know how they dropped the ball on all that. But good on BA for stepping aside and letting the black coach step up and get the role. But then again, I'm looking at it like, man, was this kind of like fixed because they trying to fix that bad press for everything that's going on with Miami? But at the same time, I'm conflicted because, like, well, that's kind of what he wanted them to do, right? Them to quit acting like it's a sham and, actually give these people the opportunity. So it's kind of that tough in between on all this, right? But anyway, that happened. He moved out. Just out of random, he said he's moving up to that assistant head coach, assistant GM, and then now you got Ty Bowles is going to be the head coach with Tom Brady. So we're going to see how all this is going to work out in his 45th year. But you got to think Tom Brady signed off on this, right? He had to know this was going to happen, right? He kind of okayed it, so you think it's still going to work a little bit. If Ty Bowles sticks to defense and let Byron Leftwich sticks to offense, I think they're going to keep moving forward, and they should win that division in the AFC South. I mean, they kept that team intact. Everybody else had kind of
Yeah, the NFC South is by far the worst division in football this year, just with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? So, and just a few teams that's kind of up in the air. Atlanta is way down in the dumps. New Orleans, you never know what they're gonna be, whether they get their star wide receiver back or not. You know what I mean? So things have been up and down with them, and you know what I mean. So Carolina,
Malcolm
tough.
Jenkins just retired this week too.
Yeah,
That
Malcolm
came out of
Jenkins just
nowhere on the
retired.
Pivot podcast. He just said he retired. So hey, so there go another person down, a star player that the Saints gonna have down. So
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Definitely one of the staples on the Eagles as well. A championship team. You want me to show the now? I don't even want to show the helmet. No, man. But yeah, man. So, but as for BA and stepping down, hey, man, look, you know what I felt immediately. I was like, hey, man, Todd Bowles, a black coach, finally. I can't remember the last time a black coach was pretty much given a Super Bowl team handed to him. Normally, you get the Jets or you know, the Cardinals when they're down in the dumps or whatever it is. It's normally you get the bottom of the barrel and you got to go through immeasurable odds just to get this team to be 8-8, 8-9, or whatever it is, just on the cusp of making the playoffs and being, you know, something of a respectable team. Then somebody else comes in and takes the baton and carries them home. All the work that you did as that coach gets swept under the rug. So I'm happy that finally the black coach is on the good end of the stick. And whether BA stepped up or whether, you know, because I have to believe that Tom Brady was like, I'm not coming back with this dude being my coach. You have to believe it. Him, Leftwich, I'm cool with him. You know what I'm saying? We work well together. Todd, I don't mind him. But him, can't do it. And hey, what would you rather have? You know, what's best for the organization? Another Super Bowl? Everybody wins with another Super Bowl. Nobody wins with Tom not coming back. So simple move by BA, team player. I respect it.
hold up. Are you saying Tom Brady forced that move?
Oh yeah, man. He's Billy nice guy in public. Behind the scenes, he's jabbing you right in the back, man. Of course. You think Tom Brady
Tom
ain't
Brady said, I'm not coming back to play up under him?
Yeah, precisely.
He said
It
he
couldn't
done dealt
happen
with
no
one
other way.
Belichick. I dealt with one Belichick. I ain't gonna deal with another one. I made you. You didn't make me. That's what he's saying over here, right?
Basically, and I ain't taking no shit. BA, you what you win before I got here, brother? What?
I'm not ready to jump out on that ledge. I don't think it's no like I think this is a nice move. I think it's more the organization move just to get some black head coaches in. But we will see. Now, if Tom Brady a year, 2 years from now gets a little stake into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm gonna be like, Cash, you may have been right.
Listen, Tom did that shit. Tom said that shit. BA stepped aside, said, okay, I want to keep this gravy train rolling. I'm going to do what's best for all parties involved, and kept it G. Todd Bowles ends up being the head coach. You have a black OC, great staff. You know what I mean? These guys earn their positions, and not just because they're black. Like, they're legit coaches in the league. You know what I mean? It should have been head coaches, as you mentioned. So, overall, I'm not mad at Tom. Not mad at Tom for pulling the power move, and a few people benefiting as a result. So everybody wins, man. Everybody wins.
Okay. And then the second little rule, the second thing that happened that came out of that same little time frame was the NFL rule change to postseason overtime rules.
Finally.
So if you remember this last year, finally, I don't think it need to be changed, but hey, we'll get to it. But y'all remember the game that was coming on, the Kansas City versus the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City went into overtime, and it was a back and forth the whole game, and it was a great shootout, great TV to watch. But when it got into overtime, Kansas City won a coin flip, went down, March, won the game, and you never got to see Josh Allen back up on the field. So That was a big ruckus during the time frame. Like when you have such a great shootout like that, both teams should get a chance. You know what I mean? I think the defense should play a part into it. We saying like both of them was carving up the defenses with ease. So no matter what, I don't see what this rule really changes besides guaranteeing in that type of game that we're gonna get 2 more scores in that type of game, because neither team was kind of stopping each other on that, right? And they was going back and forth. So Josh Allen would have went down there and scored again, and then you would have been back to the same position. Kansas City gets the ball back, and if they go down there and score at any point or even kick a field goal, which they're going to get enough position to kick a field goal, game over with either way you go. So the team that won the coin flip still wins overtime. But guess what? The NFL gets an extra 30 minutes on that they can charge TV time to and make more money. So it's a win for the NFL.
Hey, I'm not mad at it, man. Like I love to see a shootout, and I love both offenses to get a crack at it, especially when you got a game like that. And most of the time, I like the college game for that reason. That's why I like the college games, just going back and forth. Whoever's offense is going to score, I don't care too much. I'm not the defensive guy. Defensive struggles and seeing all that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get the purest feeling of it all is like, no, put your defense out there. Your defense needs to get a stop. If they don't get a stop, you deserve to lose. It balances out. I get that part of the argument. But offense sells tickets. It's what keeps most fair weather fans, not like you and I, Prez, but most fair weather fans glued to the TV talking about the game. And that's where the NFL dollars come from, man. So, and then you spoke to it, the sponsors and getting an extra 30 minutes possibly on TV to air this type of shit. So I'm cool with this, man. I think it's fun, man. Stop being approved, Perez, man. Stop being approved, man.
I said, like, it's overtime in the overtime, man. Like this, it makes no sense of the rule. Like if you're gonna go to like the college and they're gonna get on the 25 and you got a chance to score, if you're gonna keep doing that, okay, that's the way to go. But the overtime rule is, okay, both of them are gonna get a chance to possess the ball, and then off the next score, if both of them score, then off the next score, whoever gets it wins. So what did it really change?
I see where you're going there. I see where you're going there.
So it's you either take on the college rules and you go by that, or I'm not seeing, like, we're going to be back here in 5 years. They're going to say 50% of the people who get the coin toss are still winning. That's going to be the same thing. Or maybe it was a little more than that. I think it was like over the past 12 games, it was like 10 of them were the actual winners, right? Who won the coin toss. But it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. That's what I'm going to see it going as. So
we shall see. Hopefully it doesn't affect the Eagles. Hopefully it don't affect the Raiders. Maybe that's what you worried about. Maybe that's what you worried about.
No. Hey, man, I went over here and put my bets down before the odds kind of sway again. You know what I mean? They had shifted a little bit for the Raiders, so I went over here and put all my bets in, for the year. Raiders to make the Super Bowl, Raiders to win the AFC Championship, Raiders to win the AFC West, Carr to be MVP. I got all those. I got it all covered, man. You know what I mean? So
Prez,
if the Raiders just do decent, only one I didn't cover on was how many wins the Raiders going to get. That wasn't allowed on. I didn't see that bet out there yet. So, but other than that, if the Raiders do decent, I'm winning some money.
You want to also add to that and just give me money just cause you like to give away money? I mean, you want to add to my phone? I can shoot you my PayPal since you like giving away money. You know, Raiders to the Super Bowl.
Hey, if it happens, hey, we getting paid.
Hey man, this is like lotto tickets right now. That's how you treating it, right? You know?
Exactly. What you got to lose right now?
Not a thing at all, man. Not a thing at all. Anything else on the NFL?
That's it on the NFL. I mean, we're just waiting till this draft time come out. I may actually be there for draft weekend, so may have to do some on the spot, for the pod, but we'll see how that goes.
I was there for the Pro Bowl, so it was fun during that week. So yeah, you should have a lot of fun during the draft time. It should be pretty wild out there. It should be pretty wild out there. Yep.
Uh, okay. Nah, I think that's about it, man. Want to move over to the music side now?
Yeah, man. Let's get to these singles. Let's get to some of these singles.
Well, I had a question for you first.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So we have the Kendrick talk, we have the J.Cole talk, and we have the Drake talk, right?
Yeah, yeah.
After
Yeah.
this week drops, I want to just like once again, I made my case for J. Cole, and I think this kind of elevated him a little bit more in my books with this drop of him doing this. Like what this I think this within the 2 year time frame, he done dropped these two compilations, ensuring that his label, everybody get their shine and able to produce. So uh, Kendrick got the talent. You know what I mean? He got the classic albums out there. You know what I mean? We always gonna hail him for what he do, but it's scarce right now. It's kind of scarce when he shows up and when we do. We love his past work and everything. J. Cole, he has this consistency that he's going through, but he has that one album, you know, For Your Eyes Only, that we kind of say like, it was halfway, you know. First portion was
Happens
love,
to the
second
best of
half,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it happens. But you know, since then he's kind of been on the whole time, right? And but business side of it, I feel like he's killing it, man, with his whole label, constantly putting them on, doing everything right. Majority of the people on his label are names that you're gonna be get the radio play. Ain't nobody's just like, you know, up under, you know what I mean? I think what Boz, Kaz, Loot, like those are the ones that's kind of the low level, but every time they come out with an album, you to hear the hip hop heads and you know, they the one who they give it the praise. Ain't none of them coming out slacking on any of this stuff, right? It just some of their music may don't touch as much mainstream as some of their
Mm-hmm.
other artists like JID, like Jid and all this, you know, but they have a great body of work and they're gonna constantly their name is gonna constantly go, right? You ain't got nobody that's a
No
slouch on that
slouch.
label. And he
No
constantly
slouch.
and he
No
comes out and
slouch.
and his rollout with the team, you know what I mean? He makes sure everybody, you know, has that steady output that's coming out. I mean, even Earth Gang, you know what I mean? Like they've been coming out with it pretty steadily right now, you know what I mean? So with their last album, uh so on that level, I think it's Kendrick got talent. Now you got J. Cole who got the talent, the consistency, and you know he's really doing it at that boss level. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of I don't know how we put that. Like, does that get equated into there? Like he in a sense is being more Jay-Z like on his ascension than just being an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kendrick
So
may have some other stuff going on in the background, but I'm saying it's full label, bringing out people continually, you know, expanding his brand. You know what I mean? Being out there, like at a point, we know some of these artists are they're gonna step away a little bit more. They're gonna have those little scares. His funds and his presence within hip hop is gonna be there consistently though with the group that he has. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I think they're all at different levels. And it's from this standpoint, like Kendrick has always been a superior, not superior more than the others, but just like a superior artist. And the artistry was always first. And I think that's the artistry for all three of them is first and foremost. But you don't see his business moves outside of it. Like he may very well have some things, and he does have, you know, a label that he's starting and moving out with after he drops his next album, from what we've been told by TDE. So he's at the beginning stages of what Dreamville always was, or what OVO is. You know what I mean? How they run it now. When you're talking about Drake and Cole, is a little bit different. You know what I mean? Drake is he may be
Now,
hands
if we
on
throw
or
Drake up in there, Drake is just a damn superstar. He just flat out
right.
superstar. His star is like above all the rest, just because like it crosses in so many different other genres, and you know what I mean. Like his name, I think is a little bit more worldwide and renowned than the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but like he has OVO, right? And they got OVO radio and all that stuff on Apple, you know, working with Apple. Then he also brought he gave the Weeknd
Mm-hmm.
that leaping board. I'm not saying the Weeknd worked hard and did what he needed to do. Ultimately, he didn't end up signing with OVO, but then you have Party Next Door, who's wrote countless hits for people. He's brought Party on board, and then that's kind of where, for me, as a I don't know, I haven't looked deep into OVO and what they do, but I like what they're doing behind the scenes with business, not necessarily music. So he's doing a great thing for his brands business wise. But the reason why you see Cole, he has a deeper roster than any of them. You know what I mean? So he's doing it more so on a music level. So I think they're all doing great, but they're all at different levels of it and going at it in different ways depending on who you ask. You know what I mean? Like I said, Kendrick is just starting the label after all these years of being in it. Dreamville was something that launched very soon after, pretty much in sync with Cole coming up. Like he always had his own thing, and Boss came along, Omen, and then he kind of added on over the years to build up the roster after he really had a foothold in the game. And then Drake, once he broke apart from Young Money. So, I think it's all impressive what they're doing. You know what I mean? But if I had to rate like overall who's who, it would probably be depending on, I don't know too much about Drake's business moves outside of music. You know what I mean? You know about the Nike and different things like that, or being a part of the Raptors ambassador and stuff like that. So it's cool shit like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm more into the music, so I pay attention more to Cole. You know what I mean? With Jid, Earth Gang, Kaz, Boz, Luke, and they're actually dropping projects too, quality projects. Ari, you know what I mean? And he's supporting them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we was talking about Yo Gotti a couple weeks ago. Like that's how you be a CEO and a rapper, active rapper on the label. You know what I mean? You got to put your guys and girls in positions to win, and I think he's doing that with all the roster. Like that's a deep roster when you really think about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy what they're doing, but we'll get more into the project D-Day with DJ Drama that dropped. But I'm impressed by all three of these guys, man. You know what I mean? They just doing it in different ways.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, but they're all stars in their own right, and you know what I mean. They want to put not music, but it's hip hop. We're gonna say this compared to that person compared to this person. So it's what we've been doing for the longest. So got to pit it against it.
Yeah.
Like so, I would think artistry wise, you know what I mean. Like Kendrick is still there. Then like I said, superstar, just overall superstar. Everything about him that's Drake, and then J.Cole has like he got the artistry and the business side of it, kind of locked up with the industry, the music industry, though. Like, getting his crew and putting them on and ensuring that they come up. Think his label gonna outlive him. He just set himself up to be the perfect like Diddy at this point. I don't know. Well, Diddy is probably a bad example. I mean, because people come on and off that label left and right, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is a
Yeah.
hip hop label that kind of lasted through time? Rock kind of fell off. Well, I mean, they split up. That no multiple splits. Like, what company has lasted
That's a
throughout
good
the whole
question.
time? That's like a artist own.
That's a good question, man. I'd have to sit back and think about that. You know what I mean? As far as for a long haul, like actively
And,
with
and then consistent hits. That one, you get
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. Like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, something to
Yeah.
think about. We have to come
Yeah,
back to that.
yeah, for sure. That's a good topic, man. I had to, when you edit it, make sure you write that one down. Write that one down. For sure.
All right, let's get into these singles there, man.
All right, man. Start it off.
Man, so if you want me to start off, I started off right when it was one name that came up, and it was like the only one I went and listened to it probably about 10, 15 times, man. That was the Lupe Fiasco, man. The 100 Chicago's, man. I'm a big Lupe fan. Appreciate everything that he do, man. It was a short, was only like 2.5 minutes, I think it
You
was.
was expecting
And
7 from Lupe, huh?
yeah, I really was, man. But you gotta listen to that Lupe 2 to 3. You gotta constantly go back to catch everything that he going from there, man. But like the bars, man, how he kind of lace everything up in there, man. It's just, yeah. Lupe, give us a damn album. Give us a damn album, man. Quit this nonsense. I'm glad he's off that older tone because I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't appreciate that last what the shoes or whatever he had did with the dinosaur, just showing that he can do stuff and rhyme stuff, but it didn't really catch me. So I'm glad that he's back to this type of level, and this is what I want to hear. You're 40. I know you want to release an album now. You're like at the 40 mark. So go on and do it. Make sure we get it. He's independent. He's on and not on a label. It shouldn't be nothing holding him back, right?
Except for himself, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that could be holding himself back is wanting to make the best possible album. So and again, he's probably in no rush to do that. You know what I mean? Somebody that's really focused on their craft and delivering a possible classic. So I don't think he plays with rap at all. So, you know, hopefully something's coming because he's been putting out little joints every other month for like the last year. He's had a single or two drop or just something random, a random Lucy. So, you know, I know he's active. I know he's recording, but
yeah,
no signs point to an album.
Yeah. I liked the couple clips that he had up in there too, man, when he was talking about Virgil, and then you know that's the LV is just as simple as the Vice Lord, the flip. He said, what did he say? Oh man, I should have wrote it down. And then when he came back to the Nas too, where he was talking about you know prosthetics and speaking, when he was talking about speaking like a prophet, and then he said you may have to start, you know, might catch the Holy Ghost, start speaking in Nas records. I was like,
yeah.
Lupe, man, come with it every time, bro.
Yeah, man. He cold, man. Like I added it to the playlist instantly because it was kind of a palatable beat that I could rock with too. So he had both. You know what I mean? Now, here's my knock on Lupe. Not all the time do I like the production. Not all the time. I like the lyrics more so, and I deal with the production because he don't pick bad production, but just sometimes he be a little out there with some of the type of production. But like, yeah, this joint rolled, you know what I mean? And he was giving you the punches, and then he was giving you just shit that the double entendres and just everything you could possibly want, multi-syllable raps, and you know what I'm saying? And so it was everything that you would expect from Lupe. So hopefully he got something cooking, man. So I really was impressed.
Yeah, what do you say? Rest in peace to Verge. LV is Vice Lords backwards. A simple flip of the monogram. That ain't shit. I had similes on my sonogram. Like shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, man. And then I like the video portion that he had on there as well. Did you see the video?
No, I didn't watch the video
that came with it. So it's like him, just like it was just him in the all white, like kind of rapping. But he had on the Chicago with the first 15, Lupe Fiasco on the back. He had one foot, he had the D Rose 3, other foot he had the Jordan 3s on. You know, kind of, you know, just repping the hood and stuff like that. So like visually, I mean, that was good little thing, man. You know, repping 100 Chicago's, you know, just repping all the way Chicago. So like, yeah. Standout single for it. Well, I don't know, Cash, because then they had another one. Gucci Mane, Key Glock.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to this. Yeah, man, that blood all on it, man.
Blood all on it, man.
Damn, I miss Dolph, man.
Already, man. Yeah, man, this song just could have got another Dumb and Dumber 3 off of Key Glock them up in there. This feels like it could have fit right in. I don't know what they doing. Are they coming out with another album on, like, because was this just a random single? Like what is this attached to?
I didn't look it up, man, but that. I know Gucci had dropped something recently, and he had a I know he had Dolph on. I think he had Dolph on something recently on that. Was it the So Icy? I can't remember, but I know they was talking about putting out something with Dolph, but they wasn't trying to rush it.
Yeah, whatever, please don't. Let's get a little bit more of the Fife type vibe. Then we're gonna get the DMX.
Yeah, definitely don't
take
want
your
that.
Time, do it right. Make sure it's still up to par. I mean, in the meantime, believe me, I go back to the old Dolph stuff and still jam, man. So like, I'm good on that, man. Just make sure when it comes, it's like this. it's like this. I want more tracks like this. It's showing appreciation for what he does, you know?
Yeah, they all went hard too. You know what I mean? And I didn't. Key Glock came with it. Dolph, of course, did his thing, and Gucci had a few memorable lines that made me laugh a little bit. You know what I mean? But Gucci normally come with that type of shit too. You know what I'm saying? So they all held their own, man. So shit really bumps in the whip.
Gucci been killing me lately, man, with the rumors and like that song that's out there right now, and him still dropping that Pookie line and stuff. Like that, man. It's just like I thought, like they kind of like I thought after the verses, like it was kind of all good. Nope, Gucci still being Gucci.
And with a smile now, yeah, hey man, I can't say I'm here for the ignorance, but man, it's crazy, man. But dope joint. Staying in that vein, man. Freddie Gibbs featuring Rick Ross, Ice Cream. This is like one of the better verses I've heard from your man Ross in quite some time. Okay,
that's what I was waiting for. I was like, you don't like Ross on features, so I really wanted to get your take on this because you usually say he just comes in and be totally off topic.
You talking about some other shit most of the time, but on this one, he was with a rapper on here. You know what I mean? So I feel like he respects Freddie Penn enough, and he came with it. Like the song was where it needed to be with Freddie going first and doing what he do with the multiple flows. He don't get enough credit for flow. You know what I mean? He don't get enough credit for flow. But shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, I watch Bust Down, and also he was on the latest episode of Power Force with Tommy. He getting his acting on, Prez. Bust Down is something I think you would like to. It's a silly ass comedy. I know it has nothing to do with this single, but just thinking about it, just seeing Freddie on screen today, I was watching both shows and saw Freddie on the screen. He's hilarious, bro. Hilarious. Yeah. The character he plays in Bust Down, you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it. Okay. But back to the song. Bust Down. That's the name of the
what is it on?
Peacock.
It's on Netflix.
Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple things on this Peacock. I ain't got Peacock. You told me Fresh Prince, not this, so okay.
Oh, that Fresh Prince is fire. Fresh Prince is fire, man. Like, I don't know if you saw the clips with Marlon Wayne. We going off on a tangent, but this is what we do. I don't know if you saw they went into Will actually meeting his father this past episode. They digging into things that they could have tapped into on the PG-13 version of it. Didn't really go in deep. But yeah, they doing that type of shit. And that young man acting his ass off that's playing Will, and Marlon, he delivered a dope performance in that meeting and why he hadn't been there and all that. So good
Marlon
show.
Wayans is playing his dad?
Yeah, Marlon Wayans played his dad. Killed it. He was just in maybe 5 minutes of the show. But I'll send the scene to you, man. He smoked that shit. But back to Freddie, man. He's one of those. Where's the album, man, Freddie? I got Freddie Lucy's playlist on my on my thing, and I'm up to 7. I'm up to 7 Lucy. So what's happening? He got the joint with Jadakiss that he dropped prior to this. Now Rick Ross. He had the one with Schoolboy Q last year. He's just doing all these collabs, and they fire collabs. Like, if these joints would have been on the album, I'd probably be arguing about Freddie Gibbs is the next guy. I'd be arguing it because his last 2 album run, Benny the Butcher is probably the only one to me that's rapping about the same type of stuff, on par. I ain't trying to pit them together as they've been pitting each other together on recent Twitter and all that, exchanges. Get in the booth and rap, fellas, if you're going to do that. I don't respect tweets, but that's just me. I'm just saying, like, don't do it. It's corny, man. But yeah, so y'all check out Ice Cream featuring Rick Ross, Freddie Gibbs. Next one I got is Rose Street by Vince Staples. So another spring, summertime vibe type song. Vince ain't going super crazy on it, but I think he's finding that other bag, man. Like, he's kind of capitalizing off his last project with this one, man. So it's real sing-songy with the flow, great hook. Man, Vince can't do no wrong with me, man. So, like, I like that he can do that gutter shit, and I like that he could do this too. And I definitely want somebody like him to win, because if he gets on and the intelligence that he has and how he puts stuff together, like, he's a joy to listen to in interviews, So I get where he's trying to go with making this type of stuff. And actually, I think I saw him on Joe Budden one time. He was like, this is the actual type of music that's the easiest for him to make. It's the hard shit that's difficult. You know what I mean? Because he don't want to keep tapping into that type of shit. He don't want to glamorize it. So if these poppy type songs are easy for him, yes. I mean, sky's the limit, man. So I like Rose Street, you know, and again, man. So I don't know. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
Yeah. It was okay, man. I just, not my cup of tea, but I mean,
It just depends with you, man. You real finicky, man. Sometimes you like the uppity shit, the springtime vibe. Sometimes you don't like it. Could never tell with you. Could never tell.
yeah, it was okay. Like the last one that he had, the Magic, you liked it too, and it was just,
Yeah, man.
He did nothing to like kind of just like grab me.
I don't think you like the project either.
I liked the song he had on that project. What was that last project he did?
That's
Yeah,
not what I
but yeah,
said. I said I don't think you like the project.
what project?
This last project. I don't think you like Vince's last project because
No,
this
that's
last
what I'm
project
saying. Like,
sound like
it was only like 1 or 2 songs on there that I like. I remember us going through the review, and it was
Yep.
only like 1 or 2 songs on there that I liked. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. We talking about the same thing. Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
like his last project. No.
Okay.
So
He don't like Poppy Vince. I got it. Tracking. Hey, man, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you like guys for certain things, and the poppy vibe just ain't for you. All right. What else you got
we always
next
got
on?
Summertime 06, right? We always got that. I can always go back to that. That's great.
Yeah, you know, you don't like my new shit, but rock my old albums. You know, it is what it is, man. Hey, man, I like Pop events, man. Like sometimes I don't want to hear all of the underground shit that we listen to. Sometimes I need this type of shit. You know what I mean? Just to give a good balance.
A little bit. FM. That's what it was. Like with that.
Yeah.
Point.
FM was dope too. For sure. So
that's the project we're talking about. So yeah.
So but yeah, so I got another new guy called Kerr with Sheist. Actually, out of all the singles we talking about, that's one of my favorite joints out of the singles playlist that we're talking about this week. Like he just randomly came on in my playlist, just playing random shit. And this is one of the guys I brought over, and I'm gonna get into his his back catalog. But yeah, I like the shit he was talking on here about just friends and just falling out with friends and just a lot of just growth in himself and what he's doing with music. You know what I'm saying? So I could relate to that. So real dope artist. So I want to see what else he got in store. So it's called Sheist by Kerr, Kur. That's all I got for singles, man.